Alright, welcome back to the channel, and this channel is for do-it-yourselfers. It's for beginners, homeowners, and we're going to do a bunch of things on this channel as we have already, and I hope everyone has learned something from my videos. But today we're going to dig into a leaky faucet and how to fix a Moen leaky faucet. Now naturally you don't want a faucet dripping like this. Especially if you're a homeowner, you're going to run up your water bill because this can add up over time. So we're going to get into it and get this faucet fixed. Alright, so most of the Moen, if not all the Moen faucets, use these cartridges, they're called. And these are two replacement cartridges for two handle faucets, and it's 1224 is the part number. Now I did get this off of Amazon, and I'll put the link below, but we're going to go ahead and turn the water off first, and then we're going to remove the old cartridges. So I do have a couple of tools here. I have a turkey baster, which we're going to use to remove some of the water when we remove the cartridge. It's going to be a little bit of water that's going to be stuck in there. We have a couple screwdrivers, different sizes, a thinner one, regular screwdrivers, and a tiny screwdriver, and we have an Allen wrench, and that's what we're going to use to remove the handles. Now depending on your faucet, you might have a screw on top, there could be a cap you have to remove first, and then the screw to get the handle off, but you'll have to look around for that. Sometimes they're not obvious, but you'll figure it out. And we have a pair of channel locks because we're going to be turning the shut-off valves off. Now I have shut-off valves under my sink. You may have them under your sink. If the plumber or whoever did the right job, you should have them under your sink, or you're going to have to go in your basement and find the main water shut-off to turn the water off. So let's go under the sink. Alright, so I'm under the sink now, and you can see these shut-off valves, and sometimes they can be difficult to get to turn, and sometimes you can end up where you turn it and it's going to start dripping, because there are washers inside of these as well. Sometimes you can get away with tightening. There's a nut on there which attaches this there, and you have to tighten it just a little bit, and sometimes that'll get rid of your leak. But what we're going to do is just turn this. This is the hot water, and see, sometimes it's difficult. So that's why I have the channel locks. Go on in there, and we're just going to turn it. Turn it off. That's our hot water, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the cold water one on the right over here. Usually on these faucets handles here, you're going to have a hole of some sort. If that's the way yours come off, look for a hole on it, and that's where you're going to insert your Allen wrench. Now I'm not sure what size this Allen wrench is. It's just a very small one. Shouldn't be a problem finding it if you have a collection of a few Allen wrenches laying around. So I'm going to turn it to the left, just enough so we can remove the handle here. And next you're going to see the cartridge in here. But first you have to remove this brass, I don't know what you call it, a nut there, whatever it is. Remove this hardware, turn it to the left. It's going to look like that. It's just a brass fitting. And then I just take a little screwdriver and kind of put it in between the brass and the plastic there and pry it up a little bit. And you can see it's coming up. Sometimes you have to take you can take your channel locks and grab this and pull it out. And you can see the cartridge there. Now this is what I'm using the baster for, is to get this excess water out. So now let's take a look at the opening here. Here we have our new cartridge here, and I like to just take a little 3-in-1 oil. You don't have to put a lot, just put it on here. It'll help when you insert it into the hole here. Now there is a little tab on here, and you'll notice on the threads there's going to be a little slot here, and that's where that tab is going to slip in here. So I just want to make sure this is a hot, though I think they are the same, but if they are different, there's going to be an H or a C on them. I think they're just the same. So we should be okay there. So we're just gonna insert it in, just like this, and push it down. And then we take our brass nut, if you will, or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to tighten that up. Don't want to over tighten it because you're dealing with plastic here. Just nice and snug. Alright, so we have our little Allen plug here, or screw, right here. We're just going to put our handle on. And screw that back in there. And that should take care of that. So I'm going to move over to the cold water. Alright, same thing. We're going to get our Allen wrench in there. Turn it to the left, obviously, lefty-loosey. We'll get our handle off. Remove our brass fitting here. Now they do have a tool to remove these types of cartridges, but in this case it really isn't necessary. And even if you had to pull it out and you damaged it a little bit, you're replacing this. You'd have to be a little bit more careful putting the new one in, of course. You just want to get in between the top of that brass, the threads, and the plastic. And if that gets stubborn, then you just use your channel locks and pull up. So there's our other cartridge. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, put it on here, find the tab, line it up with the slot here, and just push down. You don't have to get too crazy, because when you tighten this if you can get it on the threads, this is going to draw it down anyway when you tighten it. So you don't want to take the chance, because it is just plastic, of damaging it. So as I tighten it, it's going to draw it downward. Again, just being careful that you don't over tighten it, strip it out, or damage your cartridge here. So that's nice and snug there. I'm going to clean up what I can. Go ahead and put our handle back on. Tighten her up. Alright, so that's it to installing the cartridges. I'm going to turn the water back on, and let's see if the leak persists. And we'll get the cold water. You do want to check these shut-off valves for leaks after you've turned them off and on, because like I said, sometimes they will leak because they haven't been used in a while and the washers dry rot. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm going to shake it, kind of shake the water out, and keep an eye on it. And it's looking good so far. So this is a Moen faucet cartridge replacement video. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you have a leak in your faucet, like I said, if you don't know what model your faucet is, you can take the cartridge out. There are some numbers on it. You can usually find numbers on the bottom. You know, just look around and you'll see some numbers, you can identify it. But typically for these type of faucets, it's going to be the 1224, or I believe it's the 1224B. So I hope the video helped out. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the new subscribers and the current ones as well. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you next fix.